Kennedy Dragons. Today is Wednesday. It is November 17th. It is the 69th day of school. I am Mr. Butcher. I'm glad you are here. It's my job to keep you guys safe so that you guys can show us how excellent you can be. Hopefully, you left your average at home or on the bus and you are ready to have a respectful and responsible day. Responsible is doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort. First responsibility that we have each day is to be ready to show respect for the rights that we have in this country and at this school. We do this by daily saying the Pledge of Allegiance, our school pledge, as well as doing a moment of silence. When we do our pledge, we want to stop what we're doing, stand up tall, put our hand over our hearts like this. We want to say the pledge loudly, clearly, and with pride. Leading us in the pledge today is Caitlin from Miss Stansel's third grade class.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republics for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge.
I pledge myself as a Kennedy Dragon to be ready for the day ahead of me. I will be respectful of myself, my teachers, and all others I meet throughout the day. I promise to be responsible for myself, my actions, and my learning. I work my hardest to be the best dragon I can be.
Please take a moment to reflect silently on our day, our activities, and what we hope to accomplish. Another responsibility we have, responsible is doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort. Another responsibility we have is making sure that we try to keep each other safe by slowing down the spread of germs. We do this by washing our hands frequently throughout the day. When we wash our hands, we want to use soap and water if we can. If not, we can use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Soap and water is better. When we wash our hands, we want to get all parts of our hands, the palms of our hands, the back of our hands, our fingertips in between our fingers, our wrists, and our thumbs. When we wash hands, we want to do it for at least 20 seconds. Let's model that now. So get yourself some hand sanitizer. Let's get the palms of our hands. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the back of your hands. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the back of the hand. I like how you're doing this, Mr. McCoy. Class 3, 4, 5. Get in between your fingers. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your other fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your other thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at Miss Woods' class doing it. Get your wrist. 2, 3, 4, 5. And your other wrist. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now your hands are nice and clean. After we've done our hand washing, we've done our pledges and our moment of silence, it's time to show respect for those that have birthdays today. Happy birthday to Sebastian Massey, who's 11, Falone Mulally, who is 10, Austin Quijada, who's 6, and Zoe Oliver, who's 9. We'll make sure you guys get your birthday ribbon. Happy birthday. Another responsibility, responsible is just doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort, is to make our lunch choice each day. Lunch today is cheeseburger, lettuce and tomato and pickle, shoestring fries, and a fruit slushie. If you do not want the cheeseburger, you can always get yogurt and muffin or the PB&J. Make your lunch choice now. Time for our picture of the week. Here's our picture of the week as we get closer to Thanksgiving. This is a perfect picture for it. Yesterday, we asked you, we do the picture so we can build our vocabulary, the amount of words we know, and also, too, to turn into a great writing activity, to create sentences that help us be creative. So, yesterday we asked you for nouns. Nouns are persons, places, things. Nouns are persons, places, or things. We had Miss Moriarty's class gave us some nouns. They said, they gave us the nouns Atlanta, sidewalk, turkey, and store. A lady was walking down an Atlanta sidewalk, surprisingly found a giant, scary turkey in front of the store. Mr. McCoy's class had The turkey is staring at the woman and wondering if the woman will try to execute him. Ooh. Miss Peterson had the nouns. The turkey is on the road walking. The woman is walking and looking at her phone. They're in the park. Some good ones. Miss Ballard had Joe Mama Turkey was the biggest, baddest turkey in the neighborhood. Everyone was terrified of him. When people saw him on the street, they would move to the other side. He was angry with all humans because his entire family was served for Thanksgiving dinner last year. He had a plan for revenge, and no one knew what was coming. Wow. Miss Stevens' nouns were turkey, woman, tree, flower, grass, man, car, sidewalk. Excellent job. Today we're looking for verbs. We want those action words. What's happening in this picture? What do you think's happening? Obviously, it's not motion, so you can't really tell. But you come up with what you think's happening. Miss Ballard's class, excellent job. Looking forward to more of that. Action words. What's happening in this picture? All right, as we're a little over a week away from Thanksgiving, all of our messages are on Thanksgiving and gratitude. Many of us enjoy celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday with our family and friends. That may include a turkey dinner with dressing and cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. This great American holiday was created to give us a special day to give thanks for the things that we're grateful for. Since Thanksgiving is all about giving thanks, I want you to think about this every time you sit down to a meal. Think about how many hands that worked long and hard hours there were to bring you all the food that you get to eat at your table. Be grateful, not just for those who cooked the food, but to everyone who made it possible, from the farmer to the produce man to the truck driver to the grocer to the person who fixed it. The Vietnamese say it this way: when eating a fruit, think of a person who planted the tree. Hopefully you guys a great day. And with something to think about, I'm Mr. Butcher. Make sure make today your masterpiece or not. Remember, the choice is yours, and that's true. Okay, when you go to lunch, think about all those people, not just Miss Rhonda and all the ladies that created the food and served the food for you, but the farmer who grew the vegetables, the truck driver that got it all here, all those people. Be thankful and grateful for those who put something on your plate and have something for you. All right, while we're not under a mask mandate, there are certain times where we have to wear a mask. Like when you get on the bus, you're required to wear a mask on the bus. Or if your class is had a COVID exposure and you're at school, you have to wear a mask. So if you are wearing a mask, whether it's because of one of those reasons or because you just choose to wear one because you feel safer or you think it keeps other people safe, then let's make sure we're putting it on the right way. Putting it on over your nose, make sure it's over your mouth, make sure it's tight around your ears so it doesn't fall down. That is all we have for announcements, so please help me.
Me and your teachers keep you safe. That is our job.
And your job is to help us keep you safe.
And you can help us by being a ready, respectful, and responsible student who is focused on graduating in the year.
Because when you are a ready, respectful, and responsible student focused on graduation, you are fully committed to student success. I love you very much. Have a and the illustrator, so the person who wrote the words, the author, and the illustrator, the person who drew the pictures, is David Shannon. Today's book is Duck on a Tractor. I'm sticking to the all about birds this week. We do read aloud so that we can increase our vocabulary, the amount of words that we know. Also expose you to different types of genres and different authors. We also do it so that we can model what good readers do. They read fluently, which means they read the words correctly, at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow, and with expression. And also they fix their mistakes if things don't make sense. And then also, too, it gives you guys an opportunity to practice what good readers do when they're listening and reading stories, which, if it's a fiction book like this one, listening for the character, who or what the story is about, the setting, where and when the story is taking place, the sequence of events, what happens first, next, last. Also, give you the opportunity to ask yourself questions. Why is this happening? What do you think is going to happen next? Think about those details that lead to everything. So here we go. Duck on a Tractor by David Shannon. Down on the farm, Duck sometimes gets wild ideas. One day he decided he could ride a bike, so he did. Then he spotted the tractor. "I bet I can drive a tractor," he said. The other animals weren't so sure, but they all said, "Well, if he can ride a bike, maybe he can drive a tractor too." You can tell this is a fiction book because the animals are talking. It's not how it really happens. Do you think he can ride it? Tractor is a little bit more difficult than a bike. Duck climbed on the tractor and looked around. He pushed some pedals and wiggled a metal stick, but nothing happened. Then a shiny little piece of metal by the steering wheel caught his eyes. He pulled it out, he pushed it in, then he turned it. All of a sudden the tractor shook and coughed and rumbled, and it began to move. At first it moved slowly, and it jerked a lot, but it was fun. Duck drove around the barnyard until he got the hang of it. Then he stopped in front of the other animals. "Climb on, everybody!" shouted the duck. Said it coughed. Personification. Dog was first. He jumped right up next to Duck. "Woof!" said the dog. But what he thought was, "We're going for a ride!" To everyone's surprise, Cow clambered on next. "Moo!" said the cow. But what she thought was, "This is the silliest thing I've ever done." Pig and Pig took a seat in the back. "Oink!" said Pig and Pig. But what they thought was, "This sure beats walking." So we got a dog, a cow, and 2 pigs on a tractor driven by a duck. Then came chicken, mouse, and goat. "Squawk!" said the chicken. But what she thought was, "Last one on is a rotten egg." "Squeak, squeak," said the mouse. But what she thought was, "I can see everything from up here." "Ma," said the goat. But what he thought was, "I'm hungry. Does the garbage dump have a drive-through window?" So now we have a dog, a cow, 2 pigs, a chicken, a mouse, and a goat, all on a tractor driven by a duck. Next up were horse and cat. Cat jumped on gracefully on the tractor. Horse, not so much. "Meow," said the cat. But what she thought was, "I'm going to take a nap. This should be very interesting." "Nay," said the horse. But what he thought was, "I think I'd rather walk." He doesn't look too comfortable. So now we got a cow, we got a dog, we got 2 pigs, we got a goat, a mouse, a chicken, a horse, and a cat. And the horse doesn't look comfortable. All on a tractor driven by a duck. The only one left on the ground was Sheep. "Bah!" said Sheep. But what she thought was, "This is too dangerous." "Get on, Sheep," everyone shouted. But Sheep wouldn't budge, so Duck started driving around without her. "Wait," said Sheep. "Don't leave me here all alone." She ran after the tractor and took a flying leap onto it. "Quack," said the duck. But what he thought was, "Wahoo!" So now we got a dog, a cow, 2 pigs, a chicken, a mouse, a goat. We got a horse, a cat, and the sheep, all on a tractor driven by a duck. Duck steered the tractor down the lane and onto the main road, and before long they were driving right through the middle of town. It was lunchtime, so most people were in the diner. They all looked up when Duck and the other animals passed by the big window. So they left the farm and went into town at lunchtime. A little boy named Edison was having lunch with his grandma. "Did you ever?" Grandma gasped. What she thought was, "A duck on a tractor? That's impossible!" "That's totally awesome," Edison shouted. But what he thought was, "No one's going to believe this." Marcine, the waitress, looked up from her pad and noticed Cat. "Heavens to Betsy!" she exclaimed. But what she thought was, "I like cats." Deputy Bob blattered, "If that don't beat all." But what he thought was, "How am I going to explain this to the sheriff?" And now people are seeing what's going on, and they're coming up with what they think. A man named Otis chimed in. "I must be seeing things." But what he thought was, "Oh no, not again?" This has happened before? Holy cow! Hollered Manny the cook. But what he thought was, holy cow! Manny usually said exactly what he thought. The mayor almost choked on his pie. Good gravy! He sputtered. But what he thought was, those pigs, they're fatter than I am. I guess if I'm looking at the picture, that's probably the mayor because he's the fattest one. Good readers use the pictures to help them. Corky just whistled, but what he thought was, that duck is smarter than he looks. Gwen came out of the restroom. Would you look at that? She exclaimed, but what she thought was, I can't see a thing without my glasses. Farmer Odell observed, that's a dang nice tractor, but what he thought was, hey, that's my tractor. Everyone's noticing now, huh? He decided he'd better go after it, and he ran out the door. Everyone else ran out too, and they chased after him. Now all the people are chasing after the tractor. By this time, Duck had turned onto the next street. The tractor shuddered to a stop. Duck tried turning the shiny little piece of metal again, the key, but nothing happened. I don't know much about spelling, said Dog, but I think the E means end of our ride. Sheep cleared her throat. You know, she said, I think we might get in trouble for this. Let's get out of here, yelled Duck, just as Farmer Odell and everyone from the diner came around the corner. No, just staring at him. Everyone burst out laughing. Nah, they all said. It couldn't have been. They're all gone. It was an optical illusion, explained Otis. Farmer Odell said he must have left his tractor running by accident. I guess that explains it, Deputy Bob agreed. Then they all went back to the diner to finish their lunch. Where'd all the animals go? And no one ever admitted that on that day they had seen a cow, a goat, a cat, a dog, a sheep, a chicken, a horse, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck riding on a tractor. David Shannon's Duck on a Tractor.